Okay, so when you work with someone who's well-educated, driven, highly motivated, someone who gets on with everybody, like myself, it's no wonder that Mr. Sager succeeded as he has. I'm pleased you got the joke, because my wife didn't consent it when I told it to her. I'd like to say that Mr. Sager has been in the school only a short time, and people have said, well, why does he deserve an award? It's a good question. It's a very good question. And I'd like you to understand something. From where the school was when I joined it to where it is now, it's a totally different place, Baruch Hashem. It's a place where people are happy to send their children. We are oversubscribed. And I can tell you that with Siyata Ishmaya, a lot of that is down to Mr. Sager and his leadership in the school. There have been recent articles, and on the radio it's known that Ofsted are causing problems for schools. The inspectors are coming in and asking questions that are inappropriate to our children, and we need to make this work with Ofsted so it does not happen. What you may not know is that 1.5 weeks ago, we were called by somebody who deals with Ofsted, and 3 main Ofsted inspectors came into the school to see how a Beacon faith school operates. And they were so impressed with the school and the rebbes and the teachers that, Baruch Hashem, it made a very good impression. And Mr. Sager has been asked to speak to all the Ofsted inspectors, telling them how the school works and how to run a faith school. So I'm going to read the plaque, the inscription, PHPS 65th Anniversary Dinner, 9th of February 2019, in honor and tribute to Mr. Joel Sager for your outstanding leadership, vision, and dedication. That's lovely.
Varachinuch, Reb Dov is not here yet, but okay. Governors and honored guests. Bruchim haboim. Sie ist sehr spezielle Dinner von unserer Choshev Mossad. Lekovat v'65. Jahr. Es ist ein großer Covid. Sie stehen die Hand benacht vereint. Welcome. If you don't mind, I'll carry on in English. Okay. Thank you, Manal, for your help with that. Mr. Sager, why did you become a teacher? One of the first questions asked me on my first day of teaching, way back in September 1996. The answer that I gave to Katie that day was a simple one. Really, that it was all I had ever wanted to do. At least that was the way that my memory had played out over the years, until my parents came across last year the results of a future careers assessment service that I took part in when I was 14 years old. And looking back at the results of that expensive assessment, apparently the last thing that I wanted to do was to become a teacher. So who knew? Why? What is it like? Questions that I get asked about working at Pardes House. Now, my staff will have their own answers to why they chose to work at Pardes House and still do. But for me, it's that 7 of my 23 years now in education, 30% of my career has been spent as the head teacher of this wonderful Mossad. A wonderful school full of energetic and dedicated children, dedicated and energetic staff, supported by a wonderful set of parents and a supportive set of governors. Rav Noach Weinberg, Zitzar, once asked a question. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu make a baby's first teeth come through with so much pain? And the rather cryptic answer that he gave was that sometimes you can't get to heaven on roller skates. And the point that he was making was that not everything can be done without pain, And certainly, not everything can be done without considerable effort. And we teach our boys that with the effort comes the reward. In fact, those words from Pirkei Avos can be found up in frames around the school. L'fum sara agor. And I talk about we as a school because none of what I do and none of what our school has achieved up till now happens on its own or through the actions of just one person. Far from it. Shlomo HaMelech in Koheles said, Yaki im yapole ha'echad yakim es chaver. Two are better than one, for if one falls, the other will pick him up. Former Chief Rabbi Lord Sachs said in his second principle of his 7 principles of leadership that no one person can lead alone. So, I work with a wonderful Manal, Rebbe Reutenbach. Someone very much on the same page as me. Someone completely dedicated to our school, to the point that we will find each other working in school on a Motzei Shabbos. I thank him for the wonderful working relationship that we have developed in a short space of time, and may that long continue. I am fortunate to have a proactive and excellent senior leadership team, together with a team of effective, dynamic, wonderful teachers and support staff, all growing and developing at the same time, supporting and helping each other, and always ready to do their best for our boys. Our Rebbes do not just teach Torah to the boys. They live it. Chumash, Mishnah, Gemara. They make it also geschmack. The school's success is very much the success of all our staff, Rebbes, and teachers. Rav Shlomo Kruger was one of the leading halakhic authorities in the 19th century. And he commented that the Keruvim that we read about in this morning's Sedra, with their faces of children made from gold, was there to remind us that we should never compromise on the quality of our children's education, no matter what the cost. I couldn't agree more. And at Pardes House, no matter the cost and the financial challenges that we do face, myself, our esteemed Manal, the Rebbes and staff, we do not compromise in anything that we do and provide for our boys, in our efforts or anything that we do for them. At Pardes House, we turn the seeming disadvantage of time, and a lack of it, into the advantage of great focus, creativity, and invention and teamwork, and in the process giving our boys a rich, excellent school experience. Working together, we aim high for our pupils and do not apologize for that no matter what their abilities. Aim low, and we're setting them up to fail. And life has no sympathy for failure. Life does not work like that. As Adam Grant wrote in his superb book, Give and Take, our success in life is based on interdependence, not independence. We simply cannot operate and succeed alone. We do what we can to help our boys succeed to the best of their abilities. In that vein, I must also thank our Chair of Governors, Mr. Sprung, who I've lost. Where is he? Thank you. I speak to Mr. Sprung almost every day. I'm calling him from school, and I speak to him at work, in his office, while he's on the forklift, wherever. He always takes my calls. But I thank him for his own devotion to the school, his continuous support, and as we've heard already, for his own devotion to our boys and wanting the very best for them. My thanks go to the other governors that I work closely with, none of whom complain too much when what we want to do for the boys will increase the financial strain and burden upon them, and all of whom deserve to be up here. The we also includes others who deserve to be mentioned on this occasion while I have the opportunity. My parents, who are here this evening, and have supported me in everything I have done and still do. And I hope that tonight, and whatever else I do and get involved in continues to bring them nachas. I don't think there's anyone else to show appreciation for. Rab Chaim Leib Shmulevitz, the former Rosh Yeshiva of Bemir, said, Chazal teach a man to honor his wife more than himself. Well, tonight has already cost me a new dress and a handbag. For my wife. But I must publicly, I suppose, thank my wife, as we all should. My ability to give all I can for the school would not happen without her continued support and without her taking care of most other things in our home, whilst in her own right being an outstanding Kodesh teacher. To be honored like, Mr. Sprung asked the question, why are we honoring him? He's only been head teacher for 7 years. To be honored like this really is not me. And when Mr. Sprung informed me about this, the first thing I did was ask him why. I said to him, it's my job. It's what I do. And if I'm frank, I'm paid to do it. Yes, I enjoy my job. Yes, I love my job. Even when I'm in school at 6 a.m. in the mornings to shovel snow and grip the playgrounds, because as we know, nothing stops the learning of Torah. But what I do know is that from working at Pardes House with its awesome leadership responsibilities for the last 7 years in my 5th school, is that what I set out to achieve in 1996 as a new, raw teacher is still very much the only thing that I want to do. Working in schools, working in education, and doing the very best I can for all our children. Now, with the Minal and the staff behind me and all the other support as well, where does that leave our school? The answer is, as an all-boys school that consistently performs above local and national expectations from reception through to year 6. A school that receives letters from the Minister of State for Education congratulating us on outstanding SATs results. A school that delivers so successfully and impressively in both Kodesh and Chol that our services, advice, and work are in demand from such organizations as the London Borough of Barnet, the Board of Deputies, other Jewish communal organizations, and as the chair said, even Ofsted, coming into our school asking us how we do what we do and how we do it so well. A beacon of Orthodox Jewish education, how one outside neutral observer described us. A school they enjoyed visiting, the words of Her Majesty's senior inspectors a couple of weeks ago. The rounded education we give our boys, not just the dual curriculum, but the holistic education and occasionally re-education. But the holistic education we give in Midas, Derech Eretz, manners, including developing their table manners, which are pretty good now. Chips on a plate, use a fork. And of course, much more besides. A school that wherever we go, the places we visit, the people we see, the people we meet, the members of the public, all praising our boys for their enthusiasm for learning, their respect, their behavior, and how they behave in general. That's just some of it. A successful school then, but with so much more to achieve, and Emir Hashem, so much more success to come. Shkoyach van enkele Stitzung die ganze Zeit. Dus is een große Hilfe van onze lechtige jüngerig. Genießt die Recht, find die Ovent. Thank you for your ongoing support, which is all for the benefit of our very special boys, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.